For example, we've been funding a company called Neurona Therapeutics, and it's in clinical trials right now. And we funded it all the way from really early research at UCSF, one of the universities in California. And they developed in the lab the ability to make neural cells, so brain cells. And they take those brain cells and they inject it in patients who have epilepsy. This is epilepsy that there's no treatment for. There's no drugs that work for these patients. They have debilitating seizures. And so they inject these cells into the brains of these patients, and the cells tamp down the seizure effect. And what they've seen is that in patients that they've treated so far, there's been 90% reduction in seizures. And so that's the type of potential that we have here. And you could go on and on about the different types of therapies. On the gene therapy side, what you can do is that at the moment, we have really specific engineering tools that can change the genetic code in any cell in the body. And so you can think of it as software code, where you're changing like a letter or a word, and it has profound effects on the function of that code. And that's the same thing here, is that you might have some disease where all the problem is a few letters in your genetic code are scrambled and it's not making the right protein, and you have either a lifelong debilitation or a fatal disease. So with these tools, you can engineer the genetic code in the cells and cure that disease functionally for those patients. And so it's very powerful and very transformative, because instead of having to have either no treatment or chronic medication that just deals with symptoms, cell and gene therapies can actually address the underlying disease and change the patient's trajectory.